Welcome to Roadblock, ladies and gentlemen. I decided to do Roadblock. I wasn't sure about if I was going to do this because this isn't a real pay-per-view. This is like a little stopgap before WrestleMania, and it's to try and get people over. But to be honest, this show did not hit the freaking mark. Because when you see this, you want to see it at WrestleMania. Now, I'll explain what I mean for several things in this show I really cared about. Now, the Sami Zayn match with Goldust. And I gotta say, Eve, gorgeous woman. Cody chose well for his wife. She's a gorgeous, gorgeous woman. And I kind of feel sad for Cody and for his wife because Cody should be doing more. He should be. I know a lot of people do like Goldust because he's funny, and I know he is. But the problem here is this. We need someone more legitimate from the Rhodes family. And throwing him as Goldust was not something I was very happy about. I know he's interesting. He does has charismatic tendency, but I want to see Cody Rhodes. I don't want to see Goldust right now. And then it makes it worse when it comes to Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn should not have to have this match here. It should be on Raw. And it should have been at least a month ahead of time, letting him have several matches on Raw before he deals with Kevin Owens and gets his shot at a title. Now, if he's not getting a shot, I'm fine, I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But as far as I understand for WrestleMania, he's getting a WrestleMania match for the IC Championship. So I agree with this like that in one respect. He doesn't give a damn about this because who cares about Kevin Owens and who cares about Sami Zayn? They've done nothing with them. The key for me is that I'm glad Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn's getting a program. I understand what the Slug Daddy's saying. He doesn't want to see El Generico and Kevin Steen again, but this is on a bigger stage than ROH has had. But the problem for me is that there's no story. And the problem with there's no story, there's no time to build that story. So the story is very lacking because there's been no time to build it up. You couldn't even give us a month and a half build for Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I feel that's stupid. And Sami Zayn didn't have to struggle against Goldust. He should have won easily. Now, another thing that I really didn't care about, and that is Chris Jericho dealing with Jack Swagger. I just didn't care. You could have done something different with... Look, when it comes to Chris, he should have never teamed up with AJ Styles. I said that before and I'll say it again. AJ doesn't need anybody. You've already had to run with these two. Keep them separate. Give them several months, maybe 3 or 4 months before you bring them together. And let them then have the tag belts. What the WWE did was a knee-jerk reaction. You saw there was something going on with Chris and AJ. Then you decide, well, let's give it even more. Let's team them together. But then let's make sure that we break them apart to give them a WrestleMania moment. But then you ruined it because people wanted to see them together, but you still had to go through with your original plan to split them apart. And as the Slug Daddy said, they made merch for them. And now the merch makes no sense because these guys are not together now. So of course the WWE is going to keep selling the merch. But it doesn't mean it makes sense storyline-wise. And it's dumb. Now here's something I did enjoy, but should have been left for WrestleMania. The New Day with Booty-O's. Oh, Daddy, I want some Booty-O's. You're not getting it. Why? Because you got enough of a booty already. I'm just saying that this was a very funny skit. Now, if there's actual cereal that the WWE is going to produce with Kellogg's, it's actually a wise thing to do because the New Day has made it really interesting. But even if it isn't produced, why couldn't you have done this on WrestleMania? This would have gotten over big time with the people there. I really do believe that. People would have loved it even more. The Toronto crowd loved it. I believe it was Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I can't remember which one it is. You guys can tell me below. But that crowd loved that segment. It was freaking funny. And here's something that I wasn't happy about seeing that match. And it wasn't that the League of Nations, Sheamus, and Wade Barrett was in it. It was that Kofi took a hard hit on the side of the noggin. I have to put that image right there. Even if he's perfectly fine, he took a hard hit. Hopefully he doesn't have a concussion. He's not hurt. But that was a nasty fall he took. That was not good. And in this respect, I don't want to see Kofi hurt. But New Day still wins. I don't know who they're going up against over at WrestleMania. You guys can tell me below who they're going to be challenging, because I don't know who. But they'll challenge somebody. And that segment should have been left for WrestleMania. Here's another one. Natalya versus Charlotte should have been left for WrestleMania. I know with the Slag Daddy, he would love to see Sasha Banks' uncle with her and Charlotte's daddy with her to have the wheeling and dealing, whining and dining. I have the biggest sky mountain of any man, and then you got smoking weed every day. Yeah. I don't smoke weed, but you get my point. Of Snoop Dogg. But if you can't get Snoop Dogg, it's Snoop Dogg, who I really believe would be there, but the WWE is going to be stupid enough not actually having him there. I hope that they will. You could do the Bret Hart versus Ric Flair angle. Really, that would work. Ric Flair has a second generation in his family. Bret Hart has a third generation in his family. Both these guys knew each other not only in WWF, WWE, but WCW. They've gone up against each other in WCW. They've gone up against each other in WWF. Why not give us something old school? Saying, both these guys saying, my niece is going to kick your daughter's ass. He's saying, woo! My daughter's going to make sure your niece is going to get eaten out. Eaten out. I don't mean to sound so nasty, but she's going to make her tap out. And I say it like that because hopefully Rick will be drunk when he says eaten out instead of tap out. But the point of the matter is, when you see this match, this was a damn good match. Seeing that Charlotte could not put the figure 8 on a Natalya who's been trained heavily in submission wrestling, was able to fight against it. Both these women have been taught well in doing grapple wrestling. So both of them actually have ability that people will want to see at WrestleMania 32. But this is what we get here. And it's not the point that Natalya lost. It's the point that we lost because this could have been a good WrestleMania moment for Charlotte, for Natalya, for Rick, and if they were smart, put a Bret Hart there. Or hell, a Jim the Anvil Neidhart. I know that's kind of stretching it, but who says he couldn't? You know, who says you can't do it that way too? Now, Bray Wyatt and Luke versus The Undertaker. Well, not Undertaker. You see, I'm kind of botching here because I didn't need to see this match. You could have done this on Raw. Bray sounded good, but he always sounds good. But now, no matter how good he sounds like nothing. Because this match was nothing. What did Bray get out of this match? Nothing. Nothing. He put over the Undertaker. You see, I'm really upset about this. Because Bray did nothing in this match. Luke got his ass handed to him by Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar didn't need this match here. It would have been better on Raw. It would have been more useful for him on Raw. But we got 3 guys doing absolutely nothing on not even a pay-per-view. This didn't even feel like a real pay-per-view, even though the Canadian crowd was great. That's just how I feel. And 2 more things left. Dash and Dawson versus Enzo Amore and Big Cass. Now, I've said it and I'll say it again. I have not really watched the NXT product much. Unfortunately, I've not done it. And I guess it's because of my frustration with the WWE. That's the reason why I do the booking and the rest of the series. I decide to book people the way I would think that would be better for them character-wise, as basically as talents themselves so they can get more money. That's how I feel about it. And I guess that's been one of the reasons why I've been resistant to watch the product. But I'm angry at the WWE because they should be doing this on a regular basis or semi-regular basis, giving us the tag belts or not the TNA, I'm about to say TNA. You see, I'm angry about this. The NXT belt, the NXT World Heavyweight Championship, should be appearing on a pay-per-view either once a month or once every other month. Other than the takeover pay-per-views. They should be doing the takeover pay-per-views and once every month or two, I say every 2 months, that one of the belts is seen on a regular WWE pay-per-view. It actually would make sense. Give them the kickoff show. If you really believe WWE, they can't really handle the main show. In my perspective, let them be in the middle of the regular pay-per-view, not the kickoff. But I'm just tweaking it because I want to go on both sides to say if the WWE does believe, but then they don't believe they can handle it, put them on the kickoff show. If you believe they can handle it, put them in the middle of the show. Something that the crowd would love. And this was a good match. Seeing the vid pack was actually good. Seeing Kaz and seeing Enzo Amore was good. Dash and Dawson, I still don't know all the names. But they did good as well. I really enjoyed seeing this. But why that blue fuck can we not have this on either semi-time pay-per-views or constant pay-per-views once a month? Let one of the titles be shown. It doesn't have to be both titles at the same time. 1 month, the tag titles. 1 month, the NXT title. Why the hell not? Why not? Now the final thing. It is Triple H versus Dean Ambrose. Which, the way I've been hearing from the Sleg Daddy, from Deluxe Man, I've seen their videos. A lot of people are now interested in Dean more than a Roman Reigns. Because the WWE is trying to protect him, because they don't want the people to boo him, the people now gravitated to Dean Ambrose. And the problem here is that that match they had was not a bad-ass match. Seeing that Dean decided to use the sharpshooter because he wasn't in Canada, which was a wise thing to do. But it's an added to his repertoire that we didn't think he could do. Then he used a figure 4, which actually was very good. The match quality wasn't bad at all. Then near the end of the match was when he tried to elbow the game on the table and he missed and the table collapsed and then the game gave him a pedigree and ended the day. But this could have been left for WrestleMania. That's how good this was. Or at least a signature pay-per-view. You could have gotten a signature pay-per-view out of this. Because even though if you don't think Dean Ambrose is a strong enough of a character and wrestler, because of the situation that they've had, because Daniel Bryan is not there anymore, because John Cena is not there now, because he's still recovering, because Roman Reigns, who they want to push, because they see he's not getting the reaction they want, has been taken off television, everyone's gravitated to the person who lost that match, and now people want to see him at WrestleMania. That's the reason why I said this show was not productive. It didn't help the WWE. It actually hurt them badly. Because one, the Natalya and Charlotte match could easily do a WrestleMania. The Brudios could easily be a part of WrestleMania. What happened with NXT, they could actually be doing that on WrestleMania. They could do a WrestleMania with either the tag belt or the NXT Heavyweight Championship belt. That could be put on the show. And then when it comes to Triple H and Dean Ambrose, now people are not going to be very happy to see Roman Reigns and Triple H. Because they're going to want to see Dean Ambrose and Triple H because they did a good job. It wasn't a perfect match. But let's be honest. Who wants to see Roman Reigns when he's not been on the show? That people didn't want him there anyway because either they thought he wasn't ready for it or he just doesn't seem to fit the bill for them because he's not a Daniel Bryan, he's not a CM Punk, he's not a Cesaro, he's not a Sami Zayn, and he's not a Kevin Owens. Hell, he's not even a John Cena. And you could say a lot about John Cena, but he always gives such a strong reaction no matter if you think the reaction is stupid or the reaction is great. People are not happy dealing with Roman Reigns. And now this show is going to make it even worse for them. Because this show is going to show why they want Dean more. But this is just my point of view. How about you? So I hope you enjoyed the Zane view. Please give me a comment below. And as you saw, I got some more clips in here. Please give me a comment if you really want to continue seeing me do this, because one, I don't want to keep putting stuff in that people don't want. And it's kind of hard to do. It's not that bad to actually insert them into the video, but it's not easy. I have to do about 30 or 40 clips to go for 50. Then I got to decide which one's the best and which one to stick in. But you guys tell me if you like it. Have a good day and have a good night. Peace!